Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Far too kind. Yeah. Ready? Let's go. Can I get an encore? Do you want more? Cook and roll with the Brooklyn boys.
Well, welcome to Citizens Bank of Rogersville Studios. We've got you know a thing or two about Citizens Bank, don't you?
I think just a couple things.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe. Possibly, yes.
So we're excited. We are going to cover some Rockin Rogersville, and if you're out there and you know me just barely, you know it's one of my favorite times of the year.
That's your favorite?
Yeah, pretty. I mean, it's up there. I mean, outside of anniversaries and
since your wife is over here, that's probably a good thing. Yeah.
So, hey, we've got the board with us tonight. We're going to talk all things Rockin Rogersville. Also want to thank Undercover Truck Bed and Covers for being a sponsor of our show. And also, I put this
big Rockin Rogersville sponsor.
Big Rockin Rogersville supporter, Abacus CPA LLC.
Yes.
You know how I know the LLC?
How you know that?
Because I had to go on their Facebook page like 20 times today. I was trying to pull their logo for the little commercials. So, anyways,
John, let's not forget our VIP tent sponsor too, Macadoodle South.
Oh yes, I'll let you talk more about that here in just a second. Alicia, why don't you start out by introducing yourself?
Alicia Pope, and part of the Chain Gang, but also part of the Community Foundation of Rogersville Board.
Do you want us to go down the road?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, I guess I'm up. Brian Van Vossen. I'm president of Citizen Bank of Rogersville, and also president of the Community Foundation of Rogersville.
And I'm Jennifer Katzen. I am the assistant superintendent for Logan Rogersville School District, and also am one of the founding board members of the Community Foundation of Rogersville, along with Mr. Van Vossen. And I'm the treasurer now, I think.
You're the treasurer.
Yes.
That's your official title.
Official title.
So let's go back. I mean, you guys, this started. Tell us a little bit more first about Community Foundation of Rogersville. We got someone that's going to come on here in just a second. We're going to see, how some of the proceeds go. But when you first started this, how did this start out?
Well, I was approached by a couple people in the community that really felt like that our community was the size that we needed to have a community foundation. The Community Foundation of the Ozarks is our kind of our parent group. They have over 50 affiliate organizations, primarily in Southwest Missouri, that represent almost every community in Southwest Missouri. And Rogersville did not have one, and we had to have seed money to start the organization. And we had a very gracious benefactor who gave us that seed money to get us started. And we became an affiliate of the Community Foundation of the Ozarks in 2015. And we've been in existence since that point in time. And Jennifer, myself, Annie Lee, Chuck Medley, any other founding members?
I think that might be it. You're brave trying to remember it.
Yes. So that group is the founding members that are still on the board. Mike Scott is roughly, he was a founding member. He is very active and involved in Rockin Rogersville. And he's been coming to almost every board meeting for the last year, so I almost consider him to be he's still very active in the group. And then Alicia and others have been brought on, and we are very happy to have her and others in our board. And it's an organization. Jennifer, I'll let you kind of talk about what the group does and the foundation does.
Okay, so our goal is to build our endowment fund, and the proceeds from that each year is what we use to make our grants. And so we have a grant, open grant cycle for local nonprofits to apply every year. And then from those we select based on the amount we have to grant that year. We make the selection. And so we're going to talk about one of our grant recipients this year in a little bit. But so I believe we gave a total of about
$40,000.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, in total. I meant just this year. I don't remember.
Oh, this year was around $12,000.
Yeah. Our total was last year 38,000. So that
38,000.
puts us about 50.
Yeah, that's about almost $50,000.
So you guys have, in that short period of time, raised $50,000, or you've raised more,
We've
but
raised more, but we've granted out.
You've granted out
$50,000.
Wow.
$50,000.
that's awesome. That's amazing.
The point of putting the money into an endowment is that it will last forever, and we will forever now, even if we stop raising funds, we would always have the proceeds of that, the earnings of that every year to grant. And so our goal is to build that endowment up as large as we can.
Just a lasting legacy is what we're trying to build.
Yeah. And, and that's the neat part. We talk about, of course, we cover primarily sports on this show, and we always talk about legacy, and my kids always say, well, they joke around, what are you leaving me? What are you leaving me? And I say, you know what? The only thing I'm leaving you, and the most expensive thing that I'm going to give you, the most valuable thing is legacy. So I think it's neat. Long after we're all gone,
Right.
This is a foundation that's going to help continue to build Rogersville for many years.
If you look at some of the grant recipients in the past, we've done, 100% of all the police cameras, body cameras. We made one of our grants one year went to 100% of the funding for that. We've granted grants for sleep beds for kids that don't have.
A local organization that builds beds for kids that have a need that don't have a proper bed in their home, so they build those and then provide them the mattress and all the bedding to go with it. That was a recent one that we awarded. We've done the Senior Citizen Center. He mentioned the police department, our local Safe Haven, food pantry and clothing bank.
Backpack for kids.
Backpacks for Kids was one this year. Just a lot of really great local groups that are working to serve our community, and we want to support that.
And we're going to talk about one of our biggest recipients here real soon.
Is that going to be called the Grant for Grant?
You're so close.
Dad joke.
Do you know who that guy that said
Dad
that?
joke.
I'm at that age, Brian, where
I feel like Mike Scott would really appreciate
Yeah,
that
that's
joke.
the Mike Scott
Where you at,
joke.
Mike?
I want to touch on one more thing about Mike Scott is that he seems like he's kind of the muscle you call in that guy is, running all over the place, and
Crazy
he
man.
takes charge, and I love Mike Scott, but I'm scared in that moment that I'm going to mess something
We all
up.
are.
Fantastic guy.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to talk about the, Alicia, why don't you tell us what you do on there too?
I just kind of help wherever, merchandise, social
She makes
media.
us all look good.
Yeah. Wherever they need.
Food trucks,
Food trucks, yeah.
So
merchandise.
Yep, merchandise.
So you basically do the same thing there that you do here,
Right.
but we have little to do with this. You run the whole show. Okay.
Yes.
I enjoyed listening to, because I've kind of wondered myself how the board and everything got started. So that was really interesting. How did you come up with the original idea of Rockin Rogersville? Because to me,
That's a good story.
it's such a unique idea. I remember us going the very first time, and I was like, man, this is so cool. It's not like your usual craft fair or whatever. It's such a unique idea.
No offense to craft fairs.
Yeah, I know.
by
We
the
love
way.
craft
We
fairs
love 'em.
too,
We love a
but
good craft fair.
Well, okay, this is a story that has a personal. It's personal because for those who know me, they know that I like to go to concerts and music festivals, a lot of different places, and I like to travel and go to these. So I thought, why not have one here in Rogersville? And Jennifer actually came up with the idea of doing a kind of a moonshine event.
We shouldn't tell this part.
Ooh, I don't know. Let's say more, Brian.
Mike Scott still calls me Dr. Moonshine. I don't even like moonshine. Let's make that clear.
So Jennifer had her bathtub full.
Well, we first thought that would be a craft beer and moonshine festival, and
It was at the height of the moonshine
it was,
popularity.
and it kind of became very difficult and a lot of licenses, and became a difficult process to take on. So we did then kind of go to the music festival because I kind of pushed that one through. And Jennifer came up with Rockin Rogersville. And I truly believe the name has really helped us. and I think it has it's catchy.
Catchy.
It's very appropriate for our event, and I give Dr. Katzen 100% credit for that name.
Love it.
Amazing alliteration.
Simple to the point.
Yeah.
Trademark it.
Yeah. So, in how many years has it been since there's been a Rockin Rogersville? Because to me, it seems like, so when I pronounce it, do I say the Rockin or do I say rocking?
There's no G.
Rockin'.
I know.
Rockin'.
Every time I write something, Alicia goes, no G.
Yeah, well, that's important because if you're going to look at our website, it's just
It is Rockin
Rogersville.
Rogersville. But how long have we had Rockin Rogersville?
Well, this is our 6th annual. We
Wow.
actually took a little break because of COVID, but this is our 6th event that we've held.
That's awesome. And they just seem to get better and better every year. Is that because they become kind of a mainstay? I mean, I drove people around last year, and I was telling Brian, I said, I would ask everyone, if I didn't know them, I'd say, where are you from? And I'd be blown away by some of the responses I got of people coming from way out of state. Maybe they got invited by parents in St. Louis. But, I mean, it's kind of putting Rogersville on the map a little bit. One of the things that's putting us on the map.
I think last year we were very fortunate. Paralandra was one of our bands that we had last year, and they have a kind of a national following. We wanted to invite them back, and they have a gig in Las Vegas. They're opening for Slipknot and somebody even bigger than that. And it's either going to Vegas and opening for them or doing Rockin Rogersville. And it was a close call, but they chose Las Vegas. But this is kind of the national following that they have, and that helped bring people from a lot far and wide to come see them. Typically, our bands are local cover bands, and that's more in line with what we have this year. But we hope to get Paralandra back. Cassandra, I hope you hear this, and I hope you can make things work next year for us. I think just as we have a consistent group of board members that have been there, and Alicia and others, and have been there for a long time. And so once we put things in place, we don't try to fix what's not broken, and we do try to improve on things every year and try to make it bigger and better. And I think that just, as it becomes more well known, more people come and hear how good an event it is. They just want to come and experience it for themselves.
Yeah. It's funny because we had Cassandra and her dad
Yes,
on
dad.
last year.
Yeah.
And I didn't know a lot about him, to be honest with you. And, we're doing an interview, and she's telling me she's dating the guy from Stone Sour, which is one of my favorite groups when I was younger. Not that much younger, but I mean, but anyway, she was like 1 degree of separation from a lot of really cool bands, and I was just like starstruck, Yeah, please come back so we can have you on the show. I want to hear more about the band. So, yes. Speaking of bands, let's talk about some of the bands we got coming on.
Yeah, so our first band will go on the stage at 4:00. So gates open at 3:30. Our first band is a local Rogersville band, Freaks and Gizzards. And then our next band will be Drifters Mile, which kind
Also
of
a local.
And Deacon Mooney is the lead singer for them.
Yes. So we
Another local
try to
Rogersville
pull in some Rogersville. We got a really very talented.
Well, I'm going to interject.
Yeah,
I
go
saw
ahead.
them play at the Imagine concert at the Gilloys last December, and just blew me away. And I came away from that event and said, we got to get these guys on. And so they did a fantastic job at that concert at the Gilloys, and we reached out to them. And
And at the time, not knowing it was a Rogersville connection.
Right, I
looked
had no
him
idea.
up on
That's
Facebook,
awesome.
and I'm like, hey, I know this kid.
Yeah.
I call him a kid. He's just younger than I am. Really not a kid. Sorry, Deacon, if you're watching.
And then our third band's going to be Chronicle, which is a Creedence Clearwater Revival tribute.
I was excited about that one.
Yeah.
And they are part of their band is with the Hillbenders. And the Hillbenders are a longtime band here in the Springfield area, in the region area. And some of the local members of that band have broke off to start Chronicle. and we're really excited to have them, and we think it's going to be just a great draw for them.
And then before our last band, I feel like this definitely needs a highlight because every year I hear, oh my goodness, I've never seen such an amazing fireworks show
That's right.
as Rockin Rogersville puts on. Point One is our sponsor for the Rockin Rogersville fireworks show, and every year he seems to outdo himself. You're like, there's no way it's going to get any better than last year, and it does.
And it does
Yeah.
every year.
Yes.
Every
So
year.
fireworks will be right before our last band comes on, which is the Mixtapes, and I'm super, super excited to hear them this year.
Yeah, and they play what kind of music do they play?
Kind of a mixture of what, 80s,
Yeah.
90s,
80s and
That's what I
90s.
thought.
Nirvana.
Oh.
Yeah.
Speaking my language.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
knew you'd like that.
I got to tell you what's funny about, some of this music, the cover bands that we've listened to typically are from the 80s, that era. And Bella would always give me a hard time. She's like, oh, you're so old. You don't know Taylor Swift and all this stuff. But when they pick walk-up music for a sport, it is always an 80s band, so they know them. I'll catch her in the back of the truck, sing along. I think that's one of the greatest time frames of music is 70s, 80s, and 90s. So
Absolutely.
I agree. Yeah, completely agree. And then not only to mention the bands, but we're going to have some amazing places to eat. Some awesome food trucks are coming. The Rusty Fork is going to be back this year. Post-game pizza, which we know we love post-game pizza, ultimate cheese pizza, some barbecue bacon ranch, right?
Yeah, well, the buffalo chicken pizza.
Yeah, that's good too. So they are going to be there.
Don't forget Tinga Tacos.
Yeah, Tinga Tacos. I mean, like,
Your
I think I'm gonna fast for like a week so I can hit
We have a new
everything
one this year, that down south.
Yeah,
I
down
think they
south.
Do fish,
Yeah.
fried fish,
down,
and
down
so
south fried fish. That's
added
exciting.
a new one too.
Yeah.
Well, we ate there one day, didn't we?
I think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really good.
It's very good. So
Snow Nuts is gonna kind of have like shaved ice, donuts. I mean, who doesn't like mini donuts? That's gonna be so good.
Delicious.
And then Fizz. Sips and sweets, and so it's kind of like a gourmet soda, some fun drinks, and I think they even have some sweets as well that they're going to be bringing.
well, you guys should not have to fast because I don't get there till Alicia says, John, it's time. But you guys
true.
are up there. I think Greg's the same,
yeah.
But you guys are up there. I mean, crack it on. You're starting to get stuff set up.
Well, yeah, the day
Friday.
before.
Yeah.
Right before.
Crack it
yeah.
on the day before.
Yeah.
I want you guys to all count the steps.
Oh, we
this
do.
year.
We do.
We
Oh,
do.
you?
Yeah. We should have like written those down and like
Yes.
had a winner. That was. Ooh, yeah,
That's an
maybe we
idea.
could do that
Good
still.
idea.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, Mike
laying
Scott
that.
would probably win that.
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
true. Mike Scott.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, the early odds are
But he
Mike
rides his
Scott.
four-wheeler a lot, so I don't know that he'd win the step.
He did like that four-wheeler, didn't he? He just scooting around on that.
I better watch it, or he's going to challenge me on that.
Yeah. So Rusty Fork, great place. So it's one of those things that if you just get a little bit everywhere,
That's true.
You are gonna. I mean, that's what I tend to do when I go to places like that. Get
Maybe
a little
the top
bit
of the
everywhere.
hour, just hit a different food truck.
Yeah.
Great
You know?
idea.
Yeah.
Alicia, did you forget about one of our liquid sponsors?
Oh, yes. And then we're going to have a plethora of beer gardens for you to hit. So after you get your yummy food, you're going to stop by one of the beer gardens.
And
Wash it down.
Highland ice cream.
Yes.
That's
right.
Yes.
I forgot about
Kangaroo.
Highland.
Yeah.
Yes.
Highland is a great sponsor for us. They
They are.
come out and serve ice cream, and we get a lot of the profit. So
Yeah.
very generous of them.
Yeah.
So-
Glad to have them as part of the event.
You brought up Macadoodles, Brian.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Are they sponsoring the?
They are going to provide the bar service for the VIP tent, and they are the actual sponsor this year. This is the first time we've had a sponsor for the VIP tent. They are our sponsor for the VIP tent. They're going to provide bar service, and if you have a VIP ticket and can get into the VIP tent, go by and see Lucas. I know Lucas very well. He's a great friend of mine. He is quite the entertainer. He will keep you in stitches, and he can do any drink you can imagine, and about twice as many that you can imagine. He's actually the Springfield, Missouri area bartender of the year for 2022.
Oh, wow.
And he will be out here serving with Macadoodle South.
Is it going to start at 6 a.m.? I mean, that would really get us motivated to work.
But we might not be able to
Yeah.
get ready for the event. We don't need to have him service that early in the morning because we have to get the work
That's
done.
right.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and those really good bartenders, they hide the liquor. You know what I'm
they
saying?
do. Oh, yes, I do know.
Like you'll be like, oh, this is Kool-Aid, and then like 20 minutes later, you're passed out. So not that that's ever happened to me.
or me either.
You either, Brian?
No.
So, so that's exciting.
It is.
And that's their first year
It's
of
their first
being
year.
on board.
Yes, and so
So-
we're very excited to have them on, and it's just another. This is how we get bigger and better every year. Is just adding in those little tweaks every year to make it just a little bit more exciting, more different, and we feel like that's a great thing that we're being able to add this year to them.
So let's talk VIP tickets. It's my understanding, I'm getting this secondhand from Alicia, so I don't know if it's true or not. No, but I understand VIP tickets are about sold out.
Well, we have a time limit because a VIP ticket comes with a meal.
Okay.
And so a very nice catered meal. And so we had to put a time limit on those. So Friday, I believe,
Yes,
is the last
Friday
day
is the deadline.
to get
Tomorrow.
your VIP tickets.
No, Friday.
Yeah,
2
sorry.
days.
Yeah.
So you can still purchase those on our website. You can also purchase them at Citizens Bank of Rogersville. And if you have a VIP ticket, you get access to special parking. You get access to the special area in front of the stage. We kind of block off a special area so you're right in front of the stage. There are a tent full of tables and chairs. Like I said, you get a meal. We provide a couple of non-alcoholic drinks, but you do have access to a special cash bar. The most important part, there are nice porta potties. Not your
they are.
average run-of-the-mill
No.
porta potties.
Air conditioned.
Air conditioned,
Yeah.
really nice. So
I
that's
think one year there was a fireplace in, if I remember.
Yeah, because I just
I do like
in the bathroom.
yes.
I
The
remember
girls.
that. The boys had one too because I just stuck my feet out the stall
I
and
guess
just.
I don't remember.
I don't
No, I'm
remember that.
kidding.
It was like one of the beginning ones. I do remember that.
I
yeah.
don't
Really
remember
fancy.
that.
Anyway, so lots of benefits to having a VIP ticket.
Yes.
So those are $100. Unless you want to be a sponsor, then you can get some tickets with your sponsorship for those businesses out there that want to be a sponsor. But anyway,
And we are still taking sponsorships.
we are. We will take sponsorships up until the very last minute.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, and
If you're interested.
like you guys have talked about, I mean, all this money. I mean, you guys, this is a full time. Believe me, I know because
Yeah, 'cause your wife is in charge.
I hear about it, and she's excited, and I know you guys are excited. But it is a full time job. About a month and a half out, isn't it?
no
It
full time
is.
job for 12 months.
12 months. Okay. I thought maybe you got a small break in there, but
We do
It's
take a
lot.
little bit of break between now and Christmas, but boy, starting
It
January,
goes fast, doesn't it? Yeah.
it does.
yep.
But it's funny, John. Got here a little early and talking to Grant and Jennifer and Alicia and I was talking, and we were so excited about something. A couple of things that happened. We were just, I told Grant that we're all just a bunch of nerds, about this. We are truly very excited about this event. We are very proud of the event. The people on the board, we work very hard, and I say we. I'm part of the board too, but it's a group effort. It really truly is a group effort, and if you're on the board, you see this, and we have at least one opening right now. And so if anyone's interested in becoming a board member, let us let a board member know. But it is a fun time. It's not without the work, but we have all of the people on that board roll up the shirt sleeves and they do the work, and it's really rewarding. And I am very proud to work with this group. It has been the most rewarding group of people that I have ever worked with.
That's awesome.
And it really is. It is really a great thing, and I just can't tell you how passionate we are about this event.
Yeah, and that does hurt a little bit because I was Booster Club president for a little bit, and you were on our board. Weren't you on the board?
Yeah.
And you said this is the best group. I mean, come on, Brian. No,
I've trumped you.
yeah.
Unless you're talking, John.
Like anybody else, like once they get to know who the better half is, I'm What I think's amazing is that you look on some of these Rogersville pages and stuff, and you always hear what is there to do around Rogersville, and I don't know anyone, and no one, and it's things like this. If you're new to this area, I promise you, because I was new to this area at one time too, you will not. I mean, everyone's your friend. And that's the cool part about Rogersville. This is a great opportunity. If you're new to this community, come out and enjoy it. Get to know people. I mean, it is just, like I said, I mean, it's a fantastic event that I'm as big a geek, I guess.
Yes.
I
will vouch for that, John.
I love it. Thanks, Brian, again.
Hey, let's talk real quick because we have just a slight tweak in our location this year. So we have a new home for Rockin Rogersville 2023. It's going to be right on the corner of Highway 60 and Farm Road 247. So you probably have seen the banners already hanging up on the chain link fence there as you're exiting that 247 ramp. It's going to be, I mean, just amazing location. I'm really excited to see it all set up. So.
And thank you, Daryl and Regina Cameron,
Yes.
for their great generosity and allowing us to have the event there.
Yep.
Very awesome.
All right. Well, do you guys want to talk about the grant that you gave out this year?
Here's your key, Grant.
Grants for grant. There you go. We've got with us a guy I've known for a long time and an exceptional leader in our fire department, Grant Peters.
Hello.
How are you, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks
Good.
for having me.
Hey, Lisha, can you cut the camera just a tad bit more to him? There you go. That's good. So you applied for a grant. Well, one, walk us through that process. And you guys walk through the process, if you don't mind, of maybe some stuff you're looking for, this coming year for grant, people that are looking for grants. So,
Right. So I'll just take a step back a little bit, I guess, and go back from the very beginning. So in the 2011-2012 timeframe, the fire district started to notice an increase in water rescue calls in this area and the lack of resources and equipment. And so taking it all the way back there, that's kind of where it began. There was a regional grant at the time that got us started. That was just a lot of personal protective equipment and some of the basic classes to get a guy trained up to speed. And since then, we've just kind of slowly grown, and we've noticed a large increase in those call numbers that continue to come up every year. And so that's kind of what drives this a little bit on the backside of it.
yeah. So you noticed that we needed to grow this, and how did you find out that there was grant opportunities through Community Foundation of Rogersville?
Yeah, so seeing it online kind of sparked some interest and just words in the the community. Kind of got me interested in it, and I started to dig out there to look at other options. Of course, we're always looking, ways that we can better and give back to the community by using that money. So one day I sat down and I took the time and put in for it. So we were extremely lucky and fortunate to got.
It's quite a complicated application.
Yeah.
It really is. I hate to say that because I don't want to discourage anyone from applying.
No,
but it's pretty in depth.
Yeah, I figured it out, so it wasn't too bad. And I don't have a whole lot of grant writing under my belt on it, so I figured it was a chance for me to kind of step off in that waters and do it. So. Yeah.
So you applied, and what did you receive for your application?
Yeah, so we basically applied, and we were granted $6,600 is what came out of it. And so with a lot of that money, we were able to purchase a water rescue raft, which was extremely beneficial, and also additional equipment, some rope rescue, carabiners, some pulleys, and things like that. So, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but in our world, that's everything to us. Yeah, that's very huge. Another great thing is we talk about water rescue, and that's the main focus that we use a lot of this equipment for, but the neat thing about a lot of this equipment and the money that we are granted is it expands across the entire district. So we can use this a lot for not only water rescue, but low angle rescue and, down ravines and stuff like that to set up complex systems and rope systems and things like that. So we will use a lot of it for water rescue, such as the raft. That's a huge part of it. But it'll also expand out across a bunch of different other programs.
Yeah. And you said you wanted to take it and, give back with it. I mean, how much more could you give back? And, you guys got to look at that and say, you had a part in that, in this whole, because we live out on Kinzer Bridge, and you wouldn't believe the people that you probably are out there all the time. Yeah.
I know Mom got stranded out there about, it's been like more than 20 years
Your
ago.
mom?
And she was a brilliant woman, but she got across the bridge and got stranded and had to be rescued. So.
There's some spots in there, though, that don't look like it's moving, but it is moving. But you guys are always out there. I saw someone actually moving the barricade to drive across there, and they barely made it. So I'm thinking, man, Grant, you're a busy man during flood season.
We're not super busy when it, throughout the year until it rains, and it's all hands on deck, 24/7. We run very hard. So, this grant money, I can't think of enough on it. It really, really helps build that program up, and allows a lot of our guys to be safer, honestly.
Yeah.
A lot of different situations and complex rescues that come out where we can use a raft instead of a boat, where we're doing different things now. So it's amazing, and it's super big honor to get it.
Yeah.
Without the help of the sponsorships and the people attending the event, this wouldn't be possible. It's truly the community giving back to the community, and without that, this story would not be happening without the help of the sponsors, our sponsors, and the people attending the event.
Yeah.
And our goal as a board is to keep those funds here in Rogersville. When we select our grants, we want to affect the greatest number of people that we can with our funds, and also we want to keep the money local so that we're affecting those families that live here and work here. And,
absolutely.
Support events like this and are part of our community. So.
Yeah, and that's what, I'll go back to that. When I moved here, Tony Bass was the very first person I met, and, I was...
Heaven help you.
Yeah, just getting out of the military, I don't even know civilian life, and she just put her arm around me and said, it'll be okay, and you just meet...
That's Tony.
Those are the
that's Tony.
people that make this community, like I said, if you don't know people, there's plenty of people that love to know you, but... the collective effort in this community, like you guys said, we come out and, spend some money at Rockin Rogersville. We get a good time. You guys put on a great show, and then you guys get to save lives by doing that. Yeah. I mean, it's a trickle-down effect.
It's a win-win for everybody.
Well, it really is, John, and that's the whole purpose of the foundation. We tried to come up with an event that would generate significant dollars, that would build up our endowment fund. Quite honestly, we got started late in life in this. 2015 sounds like, it's 9 years ago, but we were the 49th, and I think there's 52 affiliates now. So there was 48 other affiliates that had been doing something in their community before we got ours going. And we've made up a lot of time, and we've had, our event's been very successful. We're probably one of the most successful affiliates in raising money on an ongoing basis. And it's because of Rockin Rogersville and the support of the community. And that's important. I said, I will give you a little insight. We came, I want to show you, that close to canceling the event because we just didn't know. Last year wasn't our most successful event. We didn't have a lot of attendance for whatever reason.
We had a lot of attendance, just it was less than it had been in years
Less
past.
than it had been. Yes, thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah. We still had a lot of people there.
We did have a lot, but just the funding that we raised for the community and go back to the endowment fund wasn't what it had been in past years, and sponsorships were down. I think coming out of COVID, it was hard last year, and we came close to canceling that because it's a lot of work, and if we weren't going to have significant impact for an endowment fund, we were going to come up with something else. This year, sponsorships are back up. And VIP tickets are, going great. We have great bands coming this year. We feel very, very excited about what's going to happen this year for our events. So we look forward to having a lot more Rockin Rogersville, but we do need the community to come out and support it, because without their support and without their attendance, it'd just be us out there having a good time at the party, and I don't think
it's not as fun unless you're like shoulder to shoulder down there in front of that stage.
Exactly, John.
So
that's a great way of phrasing it. We need a lot of people
shoulder to shoulder.
Right.
So just briefly, I'll ask, what is the process for the grant? Like, when is this something you guys want to talk about, or you know the timeline that you're looking for grant applications and all that, or?
It's roughly around May. I don't know if you remember Grant. I'm not on the grant committee.
Well,
but
typically first week in
May.
May 1st, May 10th, the application opens up. It typically goes through the end of May. Then the committee will get together in June, and we always try to get the grant awarded before June 30th. The Community Foundation of the Ozarks, they gave us a deadline on June 30th. That's their fiscal year end, and we have to have a grant awarded and funded by June 30th. So we tried to get it funded sometime in June and go that way. And so that's kind of the time frame that we work with.
Okay, awesome. Grant, I want to say, I mean, I don't know if you saw the little commercial. I had trouble getting it loaded today, so if you haven't seen it, Sheriff Cole's in there. And that is another part of this community thing that is so amazing, is our law enforcement officers, you guys at the fire department. I remember I came up to you guys when we had Bella, and I was like, am I putting this car seat in right? Because, you want to make sure, and you guys brought us in. I mean, you didn't hesitate to drop what you're doing, from a little piddly thing like that to out fighting fires and going through water to rescue people, man. Thank you. You're you guys are the heart and soul, and along with the school and our businesses, Brian, we thank you guys for just giving back so much to this community. So
Yeah, not a problem. I mean, it's a two-way street. I mean, we thank the community for the support on the backside of it and everything else. So it's definitely there.
Yep.
This community has been very generous. The sponsorships and attendance. We were just amazed every year how the sponsorships just keep rolling in, and how well the businesses and everyone that comes to support our event. And we want to thank everyone for 6 wonderful years of Rockin Rogersville.
Well, good. Anything you want to leave us with, Jennifer?
So September 30th, 4 to 10 p.m., tickets can be purchased at Rockin Rogersville. Again, no G in Rockin, just rockinrogersville.com. You can purchase them online. You can also stop by Citizens Bank and get tickets. If you buy them in advance, they're only $10. And then if you buy them day of at the gate, they're $15. You can also buy VIP tickets. They're the same price no matter what. But like I said, the cutoff for that is the 15th. And so get your tickets early, and we'll see you there. We also have a VIP ticket giveaway.
Oh.
So, I don't know, do you want to come back up for this, Alicia, or do you want to? Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we're getting really
So we're going to announce the winner right here. This
Okay,
is exciting.
so-
John Pope? Oh,
If
my.
they-
No.
They shared, right? And two VIP tickets, and she put them in a random selection, and the winner of the 2 VIP tickets is Leanne McCormick.
Oh,
Congratulations.
nice. Yeah.
So we'll get in touch with you,
Congratulations.
and we'll get those to you, and you can come enjoy a delicious meal and have some fun in our VIP tent.
She deserves. She
you go.
supports so much, and like what we do here, and I've seen her supporting other things. So good for
Awesome.
you. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Brian, any closing comments or?
Come out on September 30th. We look forward to seeing you.
What do you think about the Citizens Bank of Rogersville studios?
I absolutely love it. It's a great studio.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic looking, and Chang Gang just done a great job here.
Well, we appreciate you guys. We'll say that. We mention you all the time, but we're like, you guys are. We wouldn't be able to do this without support. So, thank you to everybody that supports us. I'm going to tell you, VIP tickets are worth every penny. If you add up what you're going to spend on the weekend anyways, you're going to spend way more. Come out, have fun. If you don't know anybody, find me, find my wife. We'll hang out with you. But it's going to be.
No, Alessia's going to be
Oh,
working.
yeah. I guess I can't
She'll
volunteer
put you to
her.
work in the merch tent. Buy some merch. Go
Yeah.
visit her at the merch tent.
Yeah,
Buy
come
some
meet her at the
for
merch tent.
She's
And
modeling one of our shirts tonight.
Brian's going to be down dancing,
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
So,
Yeah.
all right,
Even
guys.
if you're not in the VIP tent, bring some chairs, blankets, sit out
Oh,
on the
yeah.
lawn and enjoy the music.
Yep.
So,
And you can do both. So, all right, guys, make
Thanks a
sure September 30th, we see you out there. We're so excited. It's going to be a great time like always. So,
will.
all right,
Bye.
go Cats.
Go.
Thank you. Far too kind. Woo. Yeah. Ready? Let's go. Can I get an encore? Do you want more? Cook and roll with the Brooklyn boys.